Narrative mode, you are the director. The AI is your assistant. From the transcribed project, I go to the mode step and I choose narrative. I land on the narrative screen, and here is where the real magic of YouCan happens. The moment I land on this screen, YouCan has already read my entire wedding. The transcript, the rhythm, who speaks when, the structure of the day. It already knows what kind of wedding I just gave it. And it tells me, by filling in the 3 settings on the left, all by itself. If the ceremony is civil, it selects civil. If the speeches and the vows are emotionally charged, it picks emotional as the tone. If the wedding has rich content and long, meaningful speeches, it suggests extended as the duration. All 3 fields, ceremony, tone, duration, pre-filled in 20 or 30 seconds based on what was actually said in the audio. This is called vibe analysis, and in most cases, the AI gets it right the first time. The cost is small, and it varies depending on the length of your transcript. Of course, you're still the director. You can confirm what the AI proposed, or change any of the 3 fields if you want a different cut. But 99 times out of 100, the synthesis is already accurate, and you just review and continue. The ceremony field offers 9 options: Catholic, civil, Jewish, Protestant, Islamic, Hindu, symbolic, and mixed for multicultural weddings. The 9th option, Auto Detect, means the AI was not confident enough to pick one. If you see Auto Detect pre-filled, it usually means something is off. Maybe the transcript was too short, or the audio quality was poor. Pick the right one manually in that case. Each ceremony has its own narrative structure inside the engine. A Catholic has the homily. A Jewish has the 7 blessings. The AI knows the difference. Emotional tone gives you 6 choices, from cinematic, if you want long breaths and a reflective rhythm, to nostalgic, for a soft, melancholic feel, with intimate, emotional, fun, and solemn in between. And duration, 5 lengths. A 60-second trailer for promotional teasers. Short, 3 to 4 minutes. Balanced, 5 to 6. Extended, 8 to 10. Or very extended, 12 to 15 minutes. A near documentary length. If I'm happy with what the AI proposed, I just click Next, and I go straight to the result. If I change anything, the button switches to Generate, and YouCan rebuilds the story with the new parameters. A full generate costs a fixed 5 credits, so on top of the vibe analysis you paid a moment ago, a fresh build with new parameters adds 5 more. I click Generate. The engine takes about half a minute to build the story, sometimes longer if the cloud is busy. The screen tells you what it's doing, and here's the result. Organized narrative blocks, each one with a name that comes from the AI's editorial sensibility. Opening. The opening lines and the first words of the day. Who they are. A portrait of the bride and the groom as individuals. Who they are as people before the wedding. 2 worlds. The story of how they met. How their 2 worlds came together. Vows and ritual. The heart of the ceremony. Voices of loved ones. The speeches from family and friends. Closing. The exit. Each block contains the sentences the AI picked, with their exact time code in the original audio, the speaker who said them, and a short director's note explaining why this line was chosen. Once I'm in the results step, I see every phrase the AI picked, organized in blocks, with its time code, its speaker, and the director's note explaining why it was chosen. Now, 3 powerful tools I have on each phrase. First, I click anywhere on a phrase and an inline waveform editor opens up. I hear the audio of that exact moment. And I see 2 handles on the waveform, one for the start, one for the end. I can drag them to trim a breath at the beginning, or a tail at the end, or to add a piece of audio that the AI cut too short. The trim is word accurate because YouCan uses word-level timestamps from the transcription. So when you drag the handle, it snaps to words, not to arbitrary milliseconds. And here's where YouCan saves you from yourself. The moment you extend a phrase, if the extension overlaps with another phrase already in your edit, YouCan instantly highlights the overlapping words in red. So if you accidentally add a piece that's already used in another block, you see it immediately. The same alert appears if the exact same sentence is selected twice in 2 different blocks. No silent duplicates, no hidden overlaps in your final cut. Second tool, at the top of the results screen, there's a translate button. Pick a target language, and every phrase in your edit gets translated for display only. The original audio doesn't change. The original transcript doesn't change. This is just for you, so you can review a cut from a wedding in Chinese, or Polish, or Hebrew, and actually read what's being said. It's a viewing tool, not an editing tool, and it's invaluable when you're reviewing cuts for clients in another language.
我要特别感谢我的亲家和亲家母。
Third tool, the Copilot chat on the right side. Honest disclaimer, the Copilot today is a help for small touch-ups, not a miracle worker. Use it for swapping the occasional phrase, not for rebuilding the whole edit. The real work is done by the vibe analysis and by the trim editor we just saw, what the Copilot handles well. Next to every phrase, there's a small wand button, Refine. Click it, and YouCan asks the Copilot to suggest 2 or 3 alternative phrases for that exact line, pulled from the rest of the transcript. You read the alternatives, pick the one you like, and that single sentence is swapped. One important workflow tip before we move on. Say you generated an extended cut, and you want to also try the same wedding as a balanced 5-minute version or as a 60-second trailer. You don't have to lose your current build. From the Results step, click Save as Variant and give the current cut a name. Then come back to the narrative screen, change the duration, and click Generate again. YouCan keeps both versions side by side, and you can open any saved variant whenever you want. Without saving the variant, a new generate overwrites the previous one. So always save as variant first if you want to compare 2 different cuts of the same wedding. When you're happy, you click Export, and your edit goes straight into your editing software. We'll see the export options in Tutorial 6, but first, in the next tutorial, we'll see the alternative mode, Composer, the one where you lead and the AI hands you the cards. For more tutorials, and to try YouCan free for 3 days, go to weddingfilmeditors.com/YouCan. Happy editing!